Hey guys, my name is Morgan and welcome back to BoriCraft. Today's episode is going to be a little shorter than usual, as there has been a lot going on, but not a lot that has been recorded. So what I mean by that is I have been quite busy back at my base, and I have been doing a lot of building. And I have the replay footage from those building sessions, but that is all that I have from them. And I wanted to make another episode before I went on continuing with those building projects, but as I said, there's not a lot of footage to be had, so this episode is going to be significantly shorter than usual. I will let you see the replay footage of me building the few things that I've done so far, and then I will bring you back and I will discuss what we are doing here right now. So, without further ado, let's go. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse. I'm really proud of the buildings that we have so far, and I have done a lot of planning off screen. Like, I have a lot of plans written down that I really cannot wait to start sharing with you all. But we will not be going into too much detail on that today. As for what I am doing right now, I am currently expanding the spawn area of these two crossroads in the Nether Fortress in order to try and get more Wither Skeletons to spawn, as I'm going to need a lot more resources for the builds ahead, and I don't really feel like having to carry whole beacons to the different areas that I need to gather resources from. So I'm trying to gather up enough beacons to leave for anyone to use in some of the more useful biomes. Additionally, off screen, I have been busy in the Nether making tunnels that lead to significant biomes that are very useful for material gathering. We now have easy access to a desert, a badlands biome, a jungle, and a mangrove swamp. I specifically wanted the mangrove swamp because I really like the mud. And I know you can make, like, I know you can make it yourself using water bottles and I think it's dirt. But I just kind of prefer this way as, you know, just going and digging up a bunch of mud is quite satisfying. So anyway, that is what I've been up to for the past few days, and that's why it's been a little longer for videos, for the next video to come out. I've been busy building, resource gathering, and then doing some more infrastructure for the server. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is that the server has been updated. Not with a new version of Minecraft, but instead we have a couple new tweaks that we have made using data packs and crafting tweaks. So I will just quickly run through what these changes are. It's not too big, but I just thought it was worth bringing up. So first of all is the crafting tweaks. We have made some of the crafting recipes grant more items per recipe. For example, trapdoors. We all agreed that the trapdoor recipe was really, really bad. So we decided to change that, and as such we are using vanilla tweaks crafting recipes. Leading on from that, we have made we have changed the way that the blocks that can be dyed work. We have added the data pack that allows universal dyeing, meaning that even if a piece of wool or concrete has already had dye applied to it, it can still be changed to a different dye color. This is done primarily so that we don't have as much waste on the server, as it is quite common for us to use some dye on a bunch of items just to then not need all of them, and as such we end up with a lot of items that we just never get around to using. Oh! That was unfortunate. Ah, here we go. See, this is why we're doing the expansion. It makes these guys spawn. I wouldn't say more often, it just gives them more opportunities to spawn, which is really useful. But of course, it also makes this quite tough. Now, moving on to other changes that have been made, we added the ability to combine your elytra and your chest piece. So if you look at my chest and my elytra now, it says plus nether chest piece, which allows me to have plus 8 armor, plus 1 knockback resistance, and plus 3 armor toughness. This one I was hesitant about, as it does feel a little bit cheaty being able to have your armor plus the elytra. But at the end of the day, the whole point of this server is to have fun with it and, you know, make it a place where we all want to enjoy the game. And part of the issue that we were coming up with was, part of the issue that we were running into was that certain members of the server found themselves dying a little too often, and they just weren't having fun with it. So we've decided to implement this as a way to kind of make it a bit more accessible for players that aren't as experienced in the game. I do apologize, you can probably hear Oliver in the background. He is stood next to me trying to play with some things. You gonna say hello? Say hiya. No. And then the last change that we have made, although I will mention that these are all subject to change. Some of these might be removed and new ones might be added. It just all depends on the general consensus of the members on the server. But the last one that we added was quite a fun one. We have added a data pack that adds a whole lot advancements to the game. So we have a bunch of new achievements that we can strive to achieve. And not only that, but these advancements also give rewards. I'm currently testing out the feature to see if the rewards feel okay or if they feel a little bit overpowered. So that is something that will yet to be seen. But here I will give you a quick look at the achievement screen now. As you can see, there is now a lot to look through. Currently this is the redstone page, and as you can see, more advancements, and each of these branch out the further into them you go. For example, if I go and look at weaponry, here we go. The further into one of the things you get into, you earn more trees. Or sorry, you unlock more trees, which then allow you to unlock more advancements. Some of them are easy. Build some cobblestone walls, and then you've got craft every type of wall. And then you have super challenges. Now these ones are quite fun. For example, me, Turtle, and Toph went off and got this one when we installed it, just to test it out. Reach an altitude of 10,000 blocks above the world. And that ended up giving us a reward of an Unbreaking 3 Elytra. I was thinking about it and I thought that might be a little overpowered, but the more I thought about it, if these stay relative to the achievements, then it serves as a way for people to earn rewards for things that they want to actually do. Here's one that I look forward to trying to do. Summon 10 withers at once. Obtain a stack of beacons. That's going to be a fun one. And for those of you that are wondering, this is Blazing Caves Advancements. It is a very good data pack in my opinion. It is proving to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to working to get some of these achievements in future episodes. So I believe that is everything up to date now. We haven't had anyone new join the server as of yet, although we are still looking for more members, as I would really like to expand the server to be a fully grown community. And I think we will end today's episode with a quick look over of what everyone else on the server has been up to. We will start with Turtle. Turtle hasn't been too active recently, but he has ambitious plans that I think we should all really be looking forward to. Now, obviously, he has his house here with his statues of frogs, which I really like. But he has started to build elsewhere, so let's quickly go over there and have a look at what he has started. Over here, just on the other end of Toph's Mountain, is where Turtle is now beginning his own town. He has been doing a lot of research. He's been looking into a bunch of different games for inspiration, and to be quite honest, I'm very excited to see what he ends up doing over here. As you can see, he has picked a very beautiful area, and I definitely look forward to seeing what comes of all of this. Next, we have Toph. Toph is still working on his mountain fortress type area. I'm not sure if it's meant to be a cave or... Sorry, I'm not sure if it's meant to be a castle or just a sort of keep. But he has been quite busy. As you can see, he's planning out a lot of buildings, and he has started building into the mountainside. But more specifically, if we look in here, he has built this awesome looking feast hall. And not only has he built this feast hall, but if you go off to the side, you've got the kitchen, which I think looks really nice, with a fire pit, and then below he has storage. Well, I say storage, like storage for the kitchen, which I think looks really cool. And then through here, he has a little jail cell area, which I just think is really smart. The way I see it in my head is if people get too drunk in the feast hall upstairs and they need to be detained, they can just be brought down there. And I just find that quite funny. Then we have the shopping district, which hasn't had that much change since the previous episode. I'm really wanting to start encouraging people to build more down here and, try and grow the economy of the server. Hello, Bob. Then we have Clef's place. Now, his house has changed since the initial design that you will have saw in the first episode. And I really like his new log cabin type build. Let's just go inside. He also has this nice looking table. He's a bit unorganized, but, I'm not surprised in the slightest. And he has this beautiful little garden out the back where he is doing his farming. Clef has a few projects that he is trying to work on, one being a temple up on a mountain. Oh, hello, Roy. And I definitely look forward to seeing what he decides to do. The other thing that he's trying to work on is he would like to build some sort of casino. So that's definitely something for us to look out for in the future. Next up, we have the two newest members of... Oh! Hang on, let's have a look at what this is. For you, my sweet, pick a flower for someone special. Okay. There's a... Find a sunflower plant. Oh. Sunflowers. There's a zombie... Plants versus Zombies. That's hilarious. Anyway, moving on to the two newest members of the server, Krabs and Chloe. Those two have started building over here. There's Chloe's grave. They've started a build here, but it's been a little while since I've updated it. So I look forward to seeing what they end up doing there. But they have also started over here, where they have built a little farm, and they have been breeding... Oh. Wow, getting a lot of these. Find a flower forest, find an ocean. They also used this pool here to breed up a bunch of axolotls, and it looks like they've been gathering heads as well. There we go, bunch of little axolotls. I'm not sure what their long-term plans are on the server, but all I know is I look forward to seeing what they get up to. Now, while we are here, I will quickly touch on some of my personal plans. Quite frankly, I am being quite ambitious. So we have my little area here, and all of this area here is going to be what I will refer to as the market district. It will have different shops and the occasional house with a bunch of stalls, and I plan on making it very tight and packed. And it's going to spread all along this. And that will be the first district. Then this hill here, I'm yet to decide what exactly I'm going to do with this peak. I think I might turn it into a sort of public garden area. Try to keep it a bit more natural. And then we move into what will be referred to as the residential district. And this is going to be probably the largest district of the town. And it is going to start around here. And it's going to come right the way around. It will link with the market district here. And it will head right the way here. Right the way over to here. Down here. Through this area. And then leading into this hill. And then this is going to be the sort of upper class district with the larger houses, some nice gardens and stuff like that. And it will go all the way up. And will probably culminate in a mansion build up at the top. And then, right over here on the cliff face, opposite from Krabs and Chloe's place, I plan on making a harbour down the bottom here that loops right the way round to this. And this will be where the fish produce for the town comes from. And then this area here, this small bit, is going to be turned into a sort of fisherman's village area. It will still be a part of the greater town, but it will have a slightly different style and probably have less houses, as it is just for those that work on the ships. And we still have room for expansion all the way down here. I haven't decided what will go here yet, but I am really wanting to expand basically as far as I can get. And then, following from this, we have another small project related to the city, or the town. We're out here in the ocean, where the gunpowder farm is. I plan on building a prison. I will terraform an entire island out from here, and the prison will be sat on top of it. And that's definitely something I look forward to doing. Before I forget to bring it up, there are a few other things I've been busy doing on the server. One of which was I went end raiding and got a bunch of shulker shells and made a whole lot of shulker boxes, so we now have a fully organized end chest. Now in here we keep the fortune pickaxe and my bow with some arrows. This needs to actually be put into my valuables box. Let's do this. And as you can see, we have organized some shulker boxes. We have our tools, our wood box, our redstone box, our stone box, valuables, food, rockets, and iron. All of which I keep on me at all times by keeping my ender chest right here. Additionally, you will notice in my inventory I have 3 wither skulls. I think that is how we're going to round off the episode just shortly, as I managed to gather these from the little area you saw me working in previously. And I think it would be good to end the episode with getting another beacon. But before that, I have to go and show you the last member of the server. And that is Nato. Nato's base this way. As you can see, these are the tunnels that I talked about that I planned out for heading out to certain biomes. This one is a kind of risky path, but point is it now makes it easy to travel between these nice biomes that are quite useful, to be honest. Now, as you can see, Nato is a little further out than the rest of us, but that is absolutely fine. There is only one thing that I know Nato wants to do plan-wise, and that is expand this wheat field to take up this entire area. And I think that is going to be a pretty fun thing to have once it is finished. It already looks really good with how much he has managed to gather, but I look forward to seeing just how far this ends up spreading. Other than that, I'm not too sure what his plans are. He has this little hut thing here that I helped him make, where if we just go down here, Billy Bones. Billy Bones here helps him with gathering some discs from creepers. But with that, that is everything that I wanted to show you, and I believe that is everyone who is currently on the server had a little bit of spotlight shown on them. Now, we will end off the episode by going and fighting the Wither again. This is interesting. Just as I was looking for some soul sand so we could spawn the Wither again, I found this bastion, and in this chest I found a lodestone. And that reminds me of the last data pack that we added that I completely forgot to mention. One problem I have been having as of recently is if I want to have some of my farms, restock, for example, the gunpowder or the iron farm, I've been having to leave my computer on overnight. And here in the UK right now, we are kind of going through a bit of a tough time in terms of the cost of electric. It is a little out of hand, and as such, it means that leaving my computer on overnight is a huge waste of money. So one of the things that I decided to add to the server, with the agreement of everyone else, is the ability to turn lodestones, like this, into load stones, which allow you to keep chunks loaded even when even when the server is empty. Or at least that is how I believe them to work. I might be wrong, and I will update, as I find out. But as I believe it, it keeps that chunk loaded regardless of the presence of anyone else. And if I am right in thinking that, then I should be able to have my farms restock even when I am not online. And that is a significant bonus, meaning that I do not need to use up my electric. Okay, so this time around I've decided that we are doing this fight in the Nether, because why wouldn't I make it harder for myself? I mean, come on. Now, let's see, I will need, before I get started, first of all to get rid of all this. I do not need all of this junk. I want my bow and a single arrow. Okay. With that, I would say we're ready. This probably isn't far enough. Oh no, it is. Oh no, where is he? There he is. Here we go. Now the big fight. Okay, the wither effect lasts so long. So I'm just going to end the episode there while I am slowly withering. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this was a shorter episode, but I just wanted to get it out there so I can start working properly on the next one. So I really hope you all enjoyed, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.